Greetings. Saturday morning, 10:45 in the morning. A bit murky outside, still very cold over here in the UK, the end of February, and I could do with some heat. Been over to Vienna a couple of weeks ago to the ball there, had a massively good time. The trains across Europe going out were absolutely wonderful. European trains are really good. Eurostar was excellent, but on the way back got caught up in that fiasco in Brussels where the two trains collided. Feel so sorry for the people there. Suddenly sitting there, one guy was talking about just sitting there, and all of a sudden he was reading the paper, and the next minute it was flat against the end of the carriage. Unbelievable, but we managed to get through it. Knocked about, well, it put on about another 4 hours on top of our trip to go around Brussels through all the mayhem. But albeit to the courier guy we had with us who was leading our party, he steered us through absolutely fantastically. So good on great train journeys. Did a great job to get us home. Excellent holiday, loved it. So what have I been doing? Well, as you can see from the blog site, I've been looking. I've been taking lots of photographs about different things, looking at construction, the way things have been, how things have fared. I put up a blog that I got a bit of a rap for, but I thought it was valid. It was a men's urinal, and it was a photograph I took of quite an old one that obviously the floor had stained quite badly where the guys had been standing. The panelling at the back had now hadn't stained, but it was showing signs of wear. But it was over 20 years old, so I thought, yeah, fair dues, it's done very well. But I just wondered if the designer could see it now, would he have changed the floor to allow something a little bit more stronger, or change the colour so the staining, which inevitably is there, wouldn't show so much. Who knows? But I thought it was worth mentioning that you've just got to keep your eyes open, look and see how detailing has fared over 20 or 30 years. Can you copy it? Is it any use? Now, we went to Dorchester, went down there for a ladies' weekend to Bournemouth, and thought on Saturday we're going to go out and have a look at Dorchester. Never been before. Lovely little town, absolutely adored it. Found this in a bookshop. Can you see it? A gem. The House book by Terence Conran. Now in about 78, I just qualified, so 76, 77 I qualified, and 78 this book came out, and it did change architecture, no doubt about it. And I've always wanted a book, but just could never afford it. Just got married, better things to spend money on, and oh, I've just opened it up and that old book smell. Oh, where was I? Lost in the smell of an old book. Anyway, we were walking through Dorchester, and we saw this old bookshop, and of course Wendy said, I know where you're going. And I said, look, it'll only take 2 minutes just to browse through. An hour later we eventually come out. She'd picked up a couple of Wendy books for Peter Pan. Her name is Wendy, Peter Pan, get it? And I picked up this book, and I could have picked up a dozen other books. I just couldn't afford it. Didn't have enough cash on me at the time. This was £6. Now I've since looked up on eBay, and this is going for about 8 to 12 quid. It's in good nick, nobody's written inside it, no dedications, no nothing. And I'm now reading through, remembering the old designs that Terence Conran pushed forward. The colours, the squareness of furniture, the bathrooms that he designed, and some of them are still quite valid. In fact, I looked at one, I thought, ooh, that's interesting, I love it. So I'm quite pleased at getting this book. It's a valid addition to my library, and I'm going to read it again. If you can find one, I recommend it wholeheartedly. I don't know whether Terence Conran's still alive yet, but I mean, he did some fantastic things. Windows, he just took ideas and just experimented. I mean, it was just fantastic. Look at this one. This is on blinds, and he was sort of experimenting with colour and shape and pattern. heating. I mean, I can remember my parents' old house. You know, what would have happened if we'd have gone this route and chosen one of these excellent designs, or experimented? It was a whole change in thought pattern, and you can tell the time that it was, because right at the back of the book he's got something called going metric. Haha, yeah, about 76 was it that I started? No, when did I start work? 1969. And we started going metric. It took that long to get things done. Hey ho. Anyway, excellent. Really enjoyed it, and I'm going to get some more on that one in a bit. The other one that I'm looking at, and I'm going to put a website up, because the dilemma at the moment, whether I learn HTML for the iPhone or whether I code for the iPhone. And at the moment, I'm going down the route of HTML. My son Thomas is putting up a couple of sites at the moment, and I'm quite impressed with the code. It does exactly what we want. No mucking around, no apps to be approved by Apple. This is just pure HTML, and I'm quite impressed with the whole thing. I think it'll answer a lot of questions. If you really want some of the functions of the iPhone, then this book is probably a good route for it. But to be honest, many of the things I want I can do with code through the HTML, which I know reasonably well. So that's it. End of story. Have a look at the blog site. Lots of different articles about bits and pieces I've seen, watched. Flickr site is pretty good. I've got lots of photographs up there. If there's anything that you're interested in, drop me a line, tell me about it. Look me on Facebook, Flickr, Twitter, anything. LinkedIn, all of them. Have a nice day. Be good, be kind, be comfortable. Toodaloo.